What up, big kid? Sean Long here, and apologize. I have one of my studio lights right here, so but I don't know if it's like too bright. It's like really hard to tell. Like it looks like it's like the duality, the light and the dark, right? Yes. So right side is my light side, and my left side is my dark side. I'm on the dark side with you. I'm on the dark side with you. Love the new Blink-182 song, Dark Side. I'm actually seeing Blink-182 in Sacramento this Saturday at Aftershock, so that's gonna be cool. But yeah, it's like, man, before, like, here, let me see. Maybe I don't even need this. The reason my show was like late because I was setting this up, and then I set this up, and then now it's like looks like it's. I don't even really need this one. But then now it's like too dark, so it's like either one extreme or the other. So yeah. Hold on. What do you guys think? Light or no light? Too much light. I just wish because in this room the light's like over there, and it's like not. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on a second. But yeah, happy World Mental Health Day. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff with mental health. And then we're going to, while reviewing the Joker, it's going to be a spoiler review. The movie's been out for a week now. I saw it a week ago. I've been meaning to make this video, but I feel like with World Mental Health Day, I wanted to wait till not only gives you a full week to see the movie, and I've seen the movie twice now, but also it gives I thought making this video on World Mental Health Day was perfect, especially as a guy that suffers from depression, his own mental illness, and the movie really dives deep into mental illness. It's really one of those things. Yeah, yeah, that was just perfect to do it on today. Yeah, sorry, people. Um, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, man, yeah, it's like either one extreme or the other. It's like. By the way, yeah, I'm still sitting in the room. All these boxes right here are like my Hot Toys, and I still need to set up. I I actually have unboxed almost everything, toy wise, minus my Hot Toys, um, because some stuff's out in my carport, and everything is pretty much open. Plus, I had to look for some stuff for not only when I did the San Jose Toy Show, but also stuff that I sold. I actually am still looking for some accessories, so I have to go through another box or two, find some accessories that I'm missing. I know I have them, but they're just packed away somewhere. It's the worst thing, right? Especially when you have people helping you pack and they put things that aren't with others. But yeah. Anyways. Yeah, so hi everyone. Happy World Mental Health Day. Thank you. Sorry I didn't get to do this show sooner. I was working up to the early morning. This morning I worked till about 7 in the morning. Then I'm gonna go to bed till like 8 or so in the morning, and then then I got woken up by my pets and then went back to bed. By the way, especially before getting into Joker and World Mental Health Day, one of my favorite mental health advocates and YouTubers, Anna Anaconda, put on a very heartwarming video today. She's one of my favorite YouTubers because of how openly she talks about mental health, and she's talked about her depression and her she sees the therapist, and she she's talked about many videos about it over the years, and her cat Jimmy just passed away. They had to put him down, and he was making the video about it. She made a video about it, and throughout the video, she was like trying to keep it together, but you can tell she was ready to break down. And I, in turn, broke down. Like I started like one of the first videos I saw this morning, and I totally Anna Anaconda. I'll put her YouTube. She's way more famous than I am, but I'm not just watching her because she's famous. She also was in the Ant-Man movie. She was the hot chick that they talked about in the last movie, the one that says we have guys that change size, we have guys that crawl walls and whatever. You know, that was her. So she was in a Marvel movie. She's actually going to be I'm gonna promote her. I'm actually gonna play her leading things up here real quick on. Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna play something in here real quick in a moment. Man, so many things to get to. It's life's just gonna be a while. What? Oh yeah. So she's gonna be on Netflix. In a Netflix movie, Let It Snow, November 8th. So I don't know if like I can't like the yeah, Let It Snow. Oop, that didn't really work. But yeah, the poster, Let It Snow, focus. She's not acting in the poster, well, but yeah, she's in the cast right there. Anna's the one in the middle right there. Yeah, she's beautiful. But besides being absolutely gorgeous, yeah, you know, let me put her Anaconda. Anaconda. Did it work? I don't know if maybe I have to put it like this. Hold on. Sometimes it's weird when it comes to YouTube. A lot of things weird when it comes to YouTube. There we go. If you click the link in the script or in the chat I just put on there, that's her profile. She is, yeah, she was in Ant-Man. She was at the last one of the last scenes of Ant-Man when Louise was talking about this one hot girl we saw at the bar. That was Anna. So sadly, she didn't have any speaking roles, but yeah, she was in there. That's okay. Anyway, sorry guys. Yeah, sorry. I hate like multitasking sometimes. Like I'm responding back to people, and yeah. Anyway, so okay, Anna put a video about like how her cat Jimmy died and had to put him down, and I totally cried this morning, like so bad. It was so sad, but Anna just came out with a new album, Casualty, and she's made a bunch of music videos. She just started doing music the last few months. Well, I mean, she's been working on it for the last year or so, but she's been. She has a bunch of videos. I love Disappointment and Casualty are two of my favorites. She also has like Intervention and Alone Together and Pretty Girls Don't Cry and all that. But yeah, and I really, yeah, they're like, especially she has some very heartwarming stuff I love, but she's really funny. She loves animals. And during her release of Casualty, she gave out a number that you can like text her and she would respond back to you. And she left me a heartwarming message. And especially being a fan of hers, someone I hopefully will meet one day. Because she's only played two live. Well, she played live in LA or Hollywood, and she's gonna play in what's it called in New York in a month or so. So yeah, but yeah, I told her about how much like you know, I said a big fan of yours for years, especially for your mental health videos. As a guy who suffers from depression and tried to commit suicide when I was 18, your videos really speak to my heart and soul. It's nice to know that talented and gorgeous people like you are like me who who battle with those demons every day. I always love your videos, but your music has inspired me to get back into music that I stopped doing since getting into YouTube back in 2008. You're truly a remarkable, inspiring woman who I hope I can meet one day and tell you how much you mean to me. I'm also animal lover with two cats, and my dog truly loves music and was howling after hearing the album. Thank you, Anna. I really love you for who you are and everything you do. So I sent Anna that. Then this is what she sent to me. So I'm going to play this for you so you guys can hear it. Hold on a sec. I hope it didn't disappear. I wanted like to save it, and then it's like, no, don't disappear on me. Hold on. Oh, here we go.
Hey, I'm so sorry to hear that you've been suffering from mental health issues as well, Sean, but I'm glad that you're still here. I'm glad you have amazing animals who are just pure fucking love to be here and to be with you. I'm glad that Chewie was howling after hearing the album. I hope it was a I love this howl and not a dad, please turn all of this off immediately howl. But thank you so much for your support. I super appreciate that, and I wish you the best.
Yeah, so that really means so much to me that Anna not only like responded back, but she sent like a voice message, and yeah, it means the world to me. And thank you, Anna. I hope to meet you one day at one of your shows, or maybe VidCon, or I don't know if like I haven't been to VidCon in years, so I would definitely go if Anna was there. Oh. But yeah, so yeah, Anna is a big advocate. Oh, that's sick. Um, okay, so yeah, let's talk about the Joker, and we'll get into more mental health. Oh man, I just wish that this light wasn't like so powerful, or it's just the webcam. The webcam's pretty good for the most part. I mean, it's not, you know, I don't know because of my internet how well this is looking. It's actually a pretty good webcam, but it's just yeah, it's not as good as if I filmed either on my iPhone or my 4K camera. Um, yeah, the Human Alliance Transformers. I'm actually selling. I sold my Skids of Mudflap and my Barricade, but I actually sold all my Human Alliance Transformers. I sold my Devastator, the one that got like 5 million views on YouTube. So yeah, I'm selling all my movie Transformers except for like my Optimus Primes and Megatron. The only ones I'm keeping is like my Bumblebee movies because I'm just tired of the Michael Bay design. So I got Revenge of Fallen figures. I got oh yeah, I sold Leader Ironhide too. Why collectors sell their figures? Because people change and things you once loved you don't love as much anymore, and you just don't care for them, so you rather sell them to people that do care about them. There's many reasons. So yeah, anyway, and I have way too much stuff. When you're a collector, you get so much stuff of yours, and it's always a hard decision. You either get to a point where you just have, it's either you have two choices as a collector, or three, I guess. One, you have to either get a bigger place and more shelves for your growing collection. Two, you have to sell stuff and get rid of stuff because you don't have the space for it. Or three, you just collect a certain line, only that one line, or maybe two, who knows, depending on how short the line is, and then you stop and you don't collect any ever again. So that's it. But yeah, yeah. So that's the choices you have. So um, yeah. But yeah. Hold on a sec. Turn this back down. Let me know if my fan's like a little too loud. Just get circulation in this room. Just a little circulation. Okay. So the Joker finally, like, how long have I been doing this? Like 15 minutes. I haven't even talked about the Joker yet. So let's get a movie review before I get into the spoiler stuff. Joker is amazing. One of my favorite films of the year. People are asking because the Endgame. Do I think it's better than Avengers Endgame? No, but I do really like. It's kind of like Logan and like X-Men Days of Future Past, right? One movie is way more action packed and way more like what you want from an X-Men movie, and it has Wolverine. Then one movie has Wolverine, but it's R-rated. It's more drama and more emotional. Joker got to me and it really hit me emotionally, but it didn't really. I think it made me kind of almost tear up at times, but it didn't. It just made me feel bad in a good way. It made me feel bad in a way that, and that's why we're going to talk about mental health, where I just wanted to help Arthur Fleck, Joaquin Phoenix. Well, one thing, getting to the straight up movie review section, Joaquin Phoenix is amazing. I always thought he's an amazing actor, from Gladiator to Walk the Line, Her, so many amazing movies he's been in, and he definitely deserves Oscar nomination, if not an Oscar win. He should definitely. If Joaquin Phoenix wins the Oscar for Joker, it'll be the second time someone's won an Oscar for the same character, which Heath Ledger won the Oscar post-death for The Dark Knight. And then the other two actors that played the Joker that aren't Cesar Romero or Mark Hamill. I mean, there's even more people that voice the Joker, but let's just get to like live action people. Those Jack Nicholson and Jared Leto are Oscar winners. Now, is Joaquin Phoenix Joker better than Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson or Mark Hamill and of course Jared Leto? Now, Jared Leto, love Jared Leto. Wasn't a big fan of the look of the Joker, or at least the grills and the tattoos, or the face tattoos. I didn't mind him having tattoos. I just didn't like the face tattoos. Especially cosplaying that Joker was the hardest Joker I've ever had to cosplay. I was not a fan of that at all. So much makeup and anyway. I love Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. I love Heath Ledger's Joker. I love Mark Hamill. And Mark Hamill, of what I think the Joker should be, Mark Hamill is still number one. Then Heath Ledger, then Jack Nicholson and Jared Leto. Now Joaquin Phoenix, I haven't included Joaquin Phoenix in that list yet. Now Joaquin Phoenix as Joker, that's really hard. Mark Hamill is still my favorite Joker. And I've met him too. He's the only Joker, the only Joker I've met. Well, that besides other Jokers, I met John DiMaggio and Troy Baker and actually interviewed them, and they both have voiced the Joker, and Kevin Michael Richardson also voiced the Joker. So a lot of people have voiced the Joker that people realize. Hold on. Thirsty. But I'm still need to watch it a couple more times. Because when he's actually Joker, it's only like the last maybe 20 minutes of the movie. He's amazing as Arthur, who will become the Joker, but as Joker, because Heath Ledger was just Joker in the movie. He had no other name. Even Jack Nicholson. See, Mark Hamill is always the Joker. I don't think they really gave him a name. If you watch Batman, Mask of the Phantasm, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm going to double check that. Because I love Batman, Mask of the Phantasm. And yeah, one of the most underrated Batman movies ever. So I watched Batman Mask of the Phantasm, and I forgot if because yeah, let's see. Yeah, see, even the character that becomes the Joker, in Batman the Mask of Phantasm, yeah, he uh Ballistra, or I always forget the name, Salvatore the Weezer, yeah. Anyway, they don't give a name of who Joker was before he was the Joker. So yeah. So Jack Nicholson's Joker was Jack Nicholson, and then Jared Leto was only the Joker too. So that's what I mean. If you count people who are just the Joker, it's really like Cesar Romero, Mark Hamill, Heath Ledger, and Jared Leto, because the Joker movie is Arthur Fleck, and the thing is, he's adopted, so that's just the name they gave him. I think he even says in the movie, "I never liked that name," or like I don't know if he meant like Arthur or his nickname. I got to rewatch it again, but yeah. So that's the thing about the Joker movie. As the Joker, when he's actually in the makeup and then there, he's really great. I love his performance. What he does at the end of the movie, especially to um, Murray. I love how he calls him Murray. And especially for being a fan of the Joker and knowing all the stories like The Dark Knight Returns. I knew something bad was going to happen once he was on Murray's show, Murray Franklin show, played by Robert De Niro, and that's another thing. The movie is heavily inspired, and some people would say plagiarizes Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy. And I've watched both of those movies, love both of those movies, and I definitely see the influence. Yeah, maybe it's a little heavily influenced at those at times, but at the same time, it's very much influenced by The Killing Joke, minus Arthur having a pregnant wife. But even in The Killing Joke, they said if I'm going to have a pass, I'd rather it be multiple choice. So we don't even know if that happened. That's the thing about in both this Joker movie and The Dark Knight, which they were really great about. Making it like, what is his origin? Did this really happen? Is it all in his head? Because very shockingly, like the whole Sixth Sense reveal or Fight Club reveal, that his relationship, and this is going to spoilers, more spoilers because, but I don't care about spoilers. Okay, well, yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like, if you haven't watched the movie by now, you don't care about spoilers, or I put in the video title that I'm going to talk about spoilers because a lot of the mental health things has to be spoiled. Now, and then the movie, when it shows that his relationship with Zazie Beetz' character was all in his head, that was both sad and shocking. And because I thought like that was going to be she was going to be the one, and even in their relationship, the one that's in his head, I thought that was going to help keep them together. But yeah, when he goes into her apartment, and by the way, why wouldn't you lock your door? It's freaking Gotham City. Why wouldn't you lock your door? Like, man, that is just like, this is not like Family Matters or Full House, where like, even though Chicago and San Francisco, you probably should lock your door too. Well, depending where you live. Because some parts in San Francisco is very. So I go to San Francisco quite often, and there's some parts of San Francisco that remind me of Gotham in this movie, like very, like porn theaters, and looks like, it's a sad thing in California. A lot of homeless people here in San Jose, San Francisco, Sacramento, Oakland. Yeah, LA, San Diego, a lot of homeless people. It's really hard time, especially in California, because the way things have changed in California, especially in Silicon Valley, in the whole job market and just housing and rent, it's really expensive. So, and we'll get to how all that stuff that's shown in the movie partakes in what I'm talking about. Because yeah, this movie, Yeah, that's the thing about this. Oh yeah, go back and Zazie Beetz real quick before I get into that. So yeah, when he goes into her apartment, and like I said, why did you lock the door? It's like you're Arthur, right? And realize that they weren't ever dating; it was all in his head. And then he said, I had a bad day." And then she's like scared, and he does the, you know, little signal. So that was definitely scary. And then he leaves, and you hear some sirens, and he doesn't know what happened to her, if he killed her or not. Part of me thinks he did, but part of me thinks he just like I don't know. Maybe he let her go. It wasn't, she didn't do anything wrong, but he really was attracted to her because after Arthur's first kill with those three douchebag Wayne employees, that he was defending himself. So maybe that third guy that was running away, he could have let him go. Well, not let him go, but well, yeah, he should have let him go. But yeah, he was really the worst at him wearing his wig and everything. But yeah. But by the way, after he killed him, that could have easily been his descent into the Joker. But yeah, and that's the thing that some people have a problem. It is slow. It's a slow burn. It's a very captivating, thought-provoking slow burn. So to me, it wasn't boring. And we'll get into the mental health things here because that talks about the slow burn things before we get in there. But yeah, the movie's not. I'll just finish the points on the movie, then I'll get into the mental health thing. The movie's very much a slow burn. It's a character study. It really, if you didn't know about the Joker, everyone most people know who the Joker is, or the idea of the Joker. Was a bit over. I think he was defending himself, but then, yeah. Yeah, the last guy was overkill. Yeah, no, I mean that's what I mean. The first guy or two, he was defending himself. But yeah, the last one, he didn't have to kill him. The guy, like what he did, shooting the guys. I think any of us would be justified in doing that because he was attacked for his medical condition. And the sad thing, and we'll get into that, like so many people that have conditions like that. And Arthur, it was revealed his mom, let one of her boyfriends, abuse him, time the radiator. He suffered a brain damage, which caused his laughing tic. So it's really sad. Arthur was probably normal, but then because of that trauma and that abuse, made him mentally ill. And that's what's really sad. And that's like a big thing with me, with people, like especially as a guy that wants to have kids one day. If you can't take care of your freaking kids and treat them with love and respect and decency and not abuse them, then you shouldn't be having kids. And those kids are better off being adopted. And it's so hard. I mean, if ideally, ideally in the future, I want not only have my own kids, but to adopt some kids. That'd be amazing if I could do that. Because I feel bad for so many foster kids out there. I feel bad for so many kids that come from bad families, and and they're so traumatized and whatnot, and it's hard. I came from a really, this movie hit really close to home because I wasn't tied to a radiator bad, and but I definitely inherited depression from my parents' own mental illnesses, and then I saw a lot of traumatic things that really has affected me even to this day. I can go into a whole video, I'll probably will make a video one day about how a lot of us that gravitate towards superheroes like myself, or gravitate towards toys or things like that, and and I'll put a little nugget of this, and then I'll make a longer video about this later. The reason why I really cling on to both superheroes and toys, because superheroes gave me hope that good will always conquer evil. That's the thing about this movie. It's very, till it sets up Batman. That's a spoiler that we see Bruce Wayne's origin again. Poor Thomas and Martha Wayne have been shown killed off in live action. How many times? 89 Batman, Batman Forever, Batman Begins, Batman v Superman, and now the Joker. So at least 5 times. Oh, and in Gotham. So at least 6 times in live action. Jesus Christ, man. Uncle Ben was only twice, But yeah, the reason people like myself, who do suffer from depression, or just people in general, you don't even have to suffer from depression, cling to superheroes or toys, is that, yeah, it reminds us of better times. I remember I would lock myself in a room and just play with my toys and imagine, whether it was like, Transformers, He-Man, Thundercats, Ninja Turtles, Batman, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Power Rangers, and I would just imagine these worlds and escape from my mom and dad, fighting, and all these things that just was going on in my life, all my family problems, and yeah, it was really bad. Oh, there's Luna right there. It's like she's coming from the shadows. Yeah. And then that's why we cling on to these things, whether it's superheroes, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, because, yeah, it's our coping mechanism. It's like a safer, healthier, it can't be unhealthy at times, healthier way of dealing with depression or trauma, anxiety, all that stuff. But yeah, it's definitely better than alcohol and drugs for sure, because that's number one. And even with taking prescription drugs, that could be really bad. So yeah, going back into the Joker movie before we get into mental health. Yeah, so the movie itself, I really relate to it in many ways. I always feel like in a lot of us that have been going through a lot, who've been struggling. I know I've been wanting to be married and have a family for many years, and I go on many, many, many dates, way more dates than I should have to. And it's hard because I try to be honest and open with women I go on dates with that I suffer from depression, and I've been through a lot. And I've been on plenty of dates with women that have been sexually abused and have had traumatic experiences, been cheated on, and it's hard. Hey, what's up, Rachel? Good to see you. And it's really hard because, yeah, like, people are really scared, and this goes into the mental state thing. When you hear about you have a mental illness or you suffer from depression or anxiety, people are, whether they're going through stress or their own depression, anxiety, they don't want to, they can't or won't want to deal with someone else that has that, and or just because of certain things. Because I'm very much, the older I get, I notice, and I talked to a therapist about this. It gets hard because I always have this rational fear of death, that I'm gonna not die soon. But the older I get, obviously, it's that fear, and I always fear that I'm gonna die before getting married and having kids, and then so when I go on a date with someone, I get a little excited, I get very hopeful and happy, and that could scare away some people. And I really try to hold back that, but at the same time, it's very understanding considering my depression, and very understanding considering how old I am, how much I really want to be married. It's not like I'm going to date a person and then get married to them right away. I do want to build up, and I do want to you know, I just wanted to go to a good place. I wanted to go date people, date someone. I mean, and then you go into a relationship, and then that it becomes a good relationship. Then you get engaged and married, have kids. Whether that takes years or whatever. But as long as I know I'm on that path, but especially, and I can make a whole separate video about this, which I probably will, if you guys want a cool series about mental health or whatnot. And I definitely plan to return to doing some sketch comedy stuff actually here pretty soon, maybe this week. I hope I can, since I got my studio lights now, and I'm making more room. Especially with My Hero Academia Season 4 premiering, I wanted to do something with the new My Hero Academia McFarlane figures. But anyway, but yeah, it's really hard with having depression or anxiety, and or just any sort of trauma, any sort of abuse you went through, and going out there and dating. And now people, with online dating, people are so easily to dismiss someone or to just drop. There's so many times where I'm just talking to people and you think things are going well and they just ghost you. It feels like especially in the last year or so, I feel like I've been ghosted so much that I feel like I've been ghosted so much that I'm like a Ghostbuster. It should be in the new Ghostbusters movie. But yeah, it gets hard, especially when you do everything. Like, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. I try to stay active. I take Chew to the dog park every day. I go to concerts. I went to Lana Del Rey on Sunday. I'm going to see Blink-182 and Rob Zombie on Saturday for Aftershock. So I go to concerts. I go to movies. And a lot of it by myself too, because of moved here, and a lot of my friends are in Sacramento, or my friends that were in Sacramento, and a lot of my friends that are down here are either busy, they got married, have kids, or I haven't seen them in years. So yeah, I really relate to Arthur's struggle in that regard, because it is true. Like Robin Williams, who suffered from depression, who even committed suicide, and was so heartbreaking. One of my favorite comedians / actors of all time. I still am so sad. I still think the world is a sadder place because Robin Williams is gone. And when you're a person that suffers from depression, like Robin Williams or myself, you just want to make people laugh and make people happy, because you yourself don't want to feel that pain that you feel every day. And it's hard because, like even this week, I've had times where, and then we're getting the mental health thing. I've had times where, I'm going out there trying to better myself. I'm going to work tonight after this video. I worked last night. And I work in a job where I talk to people all the time, sometimes I'm helping them through their own breakups and, being an Uber driver. And I'm like a therapist at times, I'm helping them through hard times. They talk about how they were in rehab or got DUIs, and that's why they need to be an Uber. And I'm very lucky that I never, had any DUIs. I've never even been drunk before. And a big reason for that, I'm straight edge. In fact, this February will be 20 years since I've been straight edge. So 20 years, wow. I've been straight edge. That's crazy. I mean, to me, if it was, I tried alcohol, marijuana, and cigarettes, like, and cloves when I was in high school. But besides that, like, I haven't done anything, like for 20 years almost. I got high a few times. I smoked only with friends. And I tried, I think, only vodka by myself. And I'm really not a fan of alcohol. I just don't like the taste. Like, I love coffee, even black coffee, I enjoy way. I could drink black coffee I'll drink a whole pot of black coffee over one shot of alcohol any day. But yeah, so when Arthur's like being a clown, and he loves entertaining children, and that's what me like making my YouTube videos, or when I used to do live shows performing with my band. I just love to entertain and I love to make people happy. Music and comedy are two of my big things with me, because I love to make people either make something that they can relate to, like a song, because music's a big important thing with me. Like music, I listen to music daily, especially while I'm doing Uber. I feel like music saves me so much. Like I listen to like new music all the time. Whether it's I love Halsey and Lana Del Rey's new album. Oh, there's Shitara over there, and I love the new Blink-182 album. Melanie Martinez. So many music out there I listen to, and I love bands like AFI is my favorite, and Green Day, and Fall Out Boy, Sense, and so many bands out there that I love. Queen, all the classics. But anyway, with Arthur, comedy, was a big thing. He wanted to be a comedian. He wants to be. He wants to make people laugh. And yeah, because of his mental illness, his sense of humor is a little off. But the sad thing is, like, some of it's very more sad than funny. But that's the thing about comedy; it's making light of, whether it's sad things or tragic things or whatever. Comedy does that. People laugh at people getting hurt, and people laugh at things they shouldn't laugh at, but that's what comedy does, And yeah, so Arthur, I was watching who was it? I was watching Captain Midnight. I love him. And like Cosmic Nod Reviews, and I love Brown Table, and all those great editorial guys like Patrick H. Willems. I love all those editorial guys. And he really loved Joker. A lot of the reviewers love Joker, like Jeremy Johns and Chris Stuckman and all of them. We heard more of his jokes. Yeah, it's funny. And okay, comparing Jokers again. If I was to count Jokers that actually made me laugh, Arthur's Joker really didn't make me laugh that much, except when like he hits the hospital door. Oh my god, that was pretty funny. Not only for the timing, but just like, yeah, that really made me laugh. That was pretty funny. But Heath Ledger's Joker, not only was he terrifying, but he made me laugh a lot. Like, I thought my jokes were bad, and you think you can get away with this, yeah, and yeah. So he made me laugh a lot of times. I'm like, do you think I look like a guy with a plan? Or when the bomb doesn't go off, and he's just like, hey, what the hell is going on? That was unplanned, and that was hilarious. I love that Heath Ledger kept in character for that, and they kept that in the movie. So yeah, Mark Hamill's Joker is always hilarious. I love Mark Hamill's Joker. Cesar Romero's made me laugh. I'm very old school. I love that, like I said, the old school, like Monty Python / Mel Brooks / humor, Weird Al humor. There's Chewy. Hi, Chewy. Look at that cutie. He is so freaking cute. I love Chewy. Look, it's like I'm petting him. It's like I'm petting him, even though he's not that far away from me. It's just the illusion that I'm petting him. And he's just like, you know what? I'm getting off camera. Chewy, where are you going? Chewy, come here. Oh, he's laying down over here. Oh, yeah, you can see him right there. Oh, hi, Chewy. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. this guy is one of the best antidepressants right here. A dog or a cat, or yeah, best antidepressants ever. You don't need alcohol. You don't need drugs. You need to adopt an animal. Best antidepressant ever. So my cats are just walking around. They walk around all the time and stuff like that. Yeah. So what's gonna say? Oh, hey Chewy, wait, where are you going? Where are you going? You want to be on camera? Hold on. Oh, hey Chewy. Oh, I love this guy. What's up, Chewy? You didn't get to see the Joker yet, but what do you think about it? What do you think of Arthur Fleck? I think he's rough. Oh man, oh he's the best. Oh, oh hey Chewy. Oh, cats are so much easier. No, they're not. Whoever says that cats are easier to take care of, holy crap! My cats wake. My orange tabby wakes me up at 5 or 6 in the morning. That's why I always end up just being up all night working, because if I have hours, my cat will wake me up at 5 or 6 in the morning, will jump on all my shelves and knock things over. Chewy has never knocked anything over from jumping on a shelf. Just like yeah, knocking things over, jumping on things, going places. You can't take them out anywhere. If you try taking them to the vet, they poop in the little cat carrier. Like my cat Luna is so, I love her, but she's so bad when it comes to traveling. She always poops anytime I put her in the cat carrier. Act like, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, but yeah, my cats are like 5 and 4, and well, it's mostly my orange tabby. My black cat, she's minus the pooping, and when I take her in a cat carrier, she's an angel. Black, get a black cat. Don't get orange tabbies. I love tabbies, but I mean, adopt all the cats, but just be wary if you get an orange tabby. They're crazy. You would think she would be the most tame, but nope, she is like the wildest. Oh my god, she's just like, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, like the big thing I want to get to, yeah, like, and happy once again World Mental Health Day. Do they fight? No, my cats are good. My cats are cool about that, no. What happens when dog and cats meet? Dogs and cats can coexist. You just kind of, you know, that's why I introduce them when they're young, and they'll get used to each other. It's just always be careful when you're adopting. When you adopt like dogs from or cats from shelters, and depending on how bad, if they were attacked or anything, they might be a little, But if you get them acquainted when they're young, they're good. What was I gonna say? Oh. But yeah, let's go more into the mental health state. The thing is, the Joker movie hasn't made it where it'd be funny you talk about this and Hot Toys just announces, oh wow, we're getting a Poison Ivy movie maybe. Oh, okay, we'll see about that. What was I gonna say? That'd be awesome though. I love Poison Ivy. I'm actually shocked that they just didn't do Gotham City Sirens, have Ivy and Harley in Birds of Prey. It should have been the Gotham City Sirens versus Birds of Prey, but whatever. Don't you have school in the morning? That guy's 12 years old. Who's 12 years old? I'm definitely not 12. I haven't been 12 in like 20. I gotta do the math. How long ago was it since I was 12? Wait, 35 months. It would have been 23 years since I was 12. Oh, the other guy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say it's like, no, I'm not 12. Thank you for thinking I'm that young. Anyway, the thing that I really, which that really thing with mental health is Arthur, uh, especially right before, right after he commits his first murders, and he's seeing the social worker, the therapist, and getting his medication, and you know, they talk about how like it's like you never listen. It's like you always ask if I have any negative thoughts. I always have negative thoughts, and that's how it is. I mean, honestly, for a person like me too, even though I'm very positive, I always have negative thoughts too. It's people in self like have even when they don't have depression or anxiety, humanity in this world, we can get very dark. You know, we can use that negativity for a lot really bad. Bullying. Bullying is like the worst, and I've been bullied when I was younger. And yeah, like seeing Arthur bullied in the movie, both with and just like so many people. That's the thing about the movie. Like, yeah, he gets crapped on by a lot of people. Like, his like the kids that beat him up and steal his sign in. His boss, says like, "Hey, return the sign." It's like, well, why would I keep a sign? And they don't believe him, and just so sad, man. And so many people just get like really crapped on, and it's a really hard thing, like in this world. It's really, really hard where the negative thoughts, like Arthur. And here's the thing about the movie, I don't think Joker glorifies violence, and it does make you sympathize for Arthur, but just like Thanos or Killmonger, any good movie will have you sympathize with the villain. But Arthur still does things that are bad, and it's no excuse. And believe me, I'm a prime example of this. I have just as many reasons to go old Joker. If that was the case, I have just as many reasons to go full on Joker on people as much as Arthur did, but I don't, because that's not the way things work. Just because you were bullied, just because people broke your heart or hurt you or abused you, doesn't give you a right to take other people's life, even if they were awful. But especially watching a movie, and this really coincides with the mental health thing. Watching the movie made me, even though I love Batman v Superman and Batman '89, one thing I watched High Top Films. Oh, another great editorial guy I love. And he made a video about how Batman doesn't kill, and that was always like the conflict in the Dark Knight, all those, the good Batman, like, or Batman Under the Red Hood, and the thing is that made me realize too that a lot of the villains are victims, and yes, they, even if they are mentally ill, they still don't, it doesn't give them the right to go and kill people. Mental illness is not an excuse to do horrible things. It's definitely, with Batman, the reason why he hasn't killed people like the Joker or all his villains, because not only does he doesn't want to turn into the bad people that he fights against, but he is. And even though, and it's something about our justice system too, it's, which I also have questioned many times. It is very much, about giving people a second chance. Now, how many chances you should give someone? I don't know if you should give them a third or fourth chances. I'm very much like, if you if you plead insanity, I guess that's where people are like, okay, you can't kill this guy, you can't send this guy to a death penalty because he was insane. And I understand, because when people are, suffering from a mental illness, yeah, a lot of that isn't just because they're evil. It's because of some trauma and whatnot. However, like I said, like with people with the Joker, not Arthur's Joker, but Joker himself, like how many people, when someone, there's like, with people with mental illness, you want to give them a chance, because I've been proven, I'm proof that even when you know, are mentally ill at times, you very much, you want to, you don't hurt people, you don't like, you can live a normal life. It's just that, of course, you're hurting inside, and you're trying to do good, be good to others. But yeah, it like, it's Arthur's card. Like, I always feel like, I really do think people not only should be better to each other regardless, and really think outside of themselves, but especially people that suffer from depression, anxiety, really understand why a person is the way they are and they do the things they do. And as long as they're not doing anything, obviously not murder, but definitely not anything like abusive, sexually, physically, even emotionally, I'm really like, yeah, like, I think that you should definitely, just understand that person and really try to help them. And that's what, in turn, watching the Joker really made me think about Batman, why he's let the Joker and so many criminally insane live, because he knows from trauma, his own trauma, watching his parents die in front of him, which I always talk about this, how, like the Joker and Batman, they are two sides of the same coin, right? They both suffered trauma. One became a villain and one became a hero. And I always feel like, me personally, it is always like that conflict inside. It's really, my soul is a Batman. I never want to kill. I never want to hurt people. I want to save people. But I always Joker eating up at me, that really just like, this dark side, right? There's always that dark side, that the shadow, and that's how depression feels. Depression is like a shadow that follows you. And the way the sun, in turn, the sun is the your positivity and the good things that are happening in life shines on you. You don't see that shadow, but if you look for it, it's still there. You know what I'm saying? That's how depression is. Even when things were good, I was engaged, I was making great money on YouTube, I always had that depression in me. It just wasn't so it just wasn't keeping me warm per se, because that's what depression does too. It becomes a security blanket. It keeps you in bed for hours even though you've been up, or it keeps you up when you want to sleep, and it's really hard. It's and it's very complex, because not there's so many different antidepressant medications, but it affects people differently. It sometimes doesn't just because you take an antidepressant doesn't mean you're happy, and that's the thing too. Going into the mental health side of things, you guys, don't ever think that you have to be happy all the time. Being happy is great, but it doesn't have to be your default emotion. Now, anger shouldn't be your default emotion, or sadness, but it just means like being like content, being okay, being just like, like, I'm living my life. Yeah, things aren't always the best, but it doesn't mean I'm suffering. I'm still grateful for what I have. I don't have to have a million toys. I don't have to live in a big house. I don't have to have the nicest of cars or all this stuff. Yeah, I have taken many medications, and that's why it's hard especially because I was going through a very hard childhood. Growing up with my mom, my stepdad, I love them, but they didn't really know how to handle my depression as much as any parents, especially my parents' generation. Mental health was very taboo, so and yeah, it's really a thing. Like dealing with someone with depression is really, when you don't know how to handle it, it's really hard for a lot of people. It's not just hard on the person that has the depression; it's hard for the people dealing with it because, yeah, it's scary because like I talked about, like my suicide attempt when I was 18. It's always hard to talk about this, but I just want to be honest. It was a hard thing because I didn't do it because I per se wanted to die. I mean, I was still in a lot of pain, obviously, but it was because I felt like, and this goes in, this line really hit me close to home in the movie, where it says, "I hope my death makes more sense than my life," and that was a big reason why I didn't, because it seemed like I upset my parents, and I felt like I that It's a Wonderful Life, which is one of my favorite movies all the time, mentality. It really felt like they would be better off without me, and that's why I did it. And uh, of course, they didn't really feel that way, but yeah, it was hard for them. I mean, it wasn't easy to deal with a kid, and my brothers have their own mental health issues, either autism or anger or whatever. And yeah, me, like, I was the firstborn, dealing with depression. It's really hard. It's my parents both have their own issues, and especially as I got older, I've seen it more and more. They all had their own traumas, issues with their own parents, and it becomes hard. I mean, I always worry about that. As much as I want to have kids, that are they gonna also have depression or anxiety or something, and then how will I treat them while I get mad at them? Because I know, even though I'm not an angry person, I have my moments where I get angry, whether it's playing video games or, my Chewy or my cat's doing something that really annoy me. But luckily I haven't done anything, like, never to people or my pets did anything where I hurt them or anything like that, physically, or punch a wall or anything like that. Thank God. And I had an ex-girlfriend really made me so angry, where I was yelling, and the angriest I ever been. And she had her own issues, and she actually really liked getting me angry, and that was not good for a person like me, and definitely not good for her. But anyway, yeah, so the whole thing with Joker and seeing a social worker. Sorry, I really go off the rails with these things, but it's good because everything I'm talking about is very relevant to the film. It's really sad that they cut the funding of the place, and he's not able to get his medication or see the therapist. And even though doesn't really care and whatnot, he never listens to her really, or she doesn't really listen to him really, which is sad, and it's very true for a lot of people. I saw a few therapists and counselors growing up. There were some that were really amazing and really helped me out, and then there were some that I was just talking the whole time, and it felt like I was talking to a wall. And it really means a lot if you're a therapist or a counselor, and you really are listening, not just like letting the person talk, but just give some insights, or just saying things that really are helpful for a person that is dealing with issues of child abuse or domestic abuse or trauma or anything. It's really hard. So I really relate to that. I really think that America and many places really need to do a better job of providing mental health, not only just access to mental health. And that's why I want to tell you guys, because the one site that I really go to, like an organization I really support, To Ride Love on Her Arms, really, they're amazing. And yeah, they provided me access to find a therapist, affordable therapist, and really help me out. And yeah, so link is in the description. There's also the Hope Line Network for people. Not only To Ride Love Their Arms provides that information, but the Hope Line Network also provides information if you're feeling suicidal, people to talk to 24 hours and help you out, Yeah. And yeah, having affordable healthcare, having someone to talk to is really important, It really means the world to people. It really helps out our society, because if this whole taboo about therapy and medication shouldn't be taboo. If people see a doctor or take medication for a broken leg or back pain or anything like that, they should be able to see a therapist or get medication for a broken heart, depression, anxiety, so they can help them function better, help them feel better, because it's with a heavy heart. And what I mean, it's like, it is a heavy heart having depression. It's like, when I see animals or people who are suffering, my depression worsens, because I'm very empathetic. When I see homeless people on the street, I never end up having change, because I end up giving my change to people on the street all the time. Like I was at Starbucks, and this one guy I see at Starbucks all the time. He's been down and out, and looking for work and on food stamps, and like pretty much on the verge of homelessness. And I gave him like $5, and it was my last $5 on just to help him out, And I don't have a lot of money these days, I try not to, except for like things like concerts, which are really, I'm really happy I've been going to more concerts, because there was a time where I hadn't gone to concerts for a while, and I really was sad that I didn't. I missed out on some great shows like Green Day and Lana Del Rey, and I got to see Lana Del Rey finally. I was so happy. But yeah, it's what I was gonna say. Yeah, hey William, sure. Nightfall Comics. Yeah, and that's the big thing. Therapy helps, medication helps, but the big thing I can say is that for a guy, I'm trying to find a new therapist right now, because I was seeing a therapist before I moved, but sadly, because I moved, I had to stop seeing her, and she was wonderful, and it was only like $45 a session. I was seeing her weekly. But yeah, I'm trying to find a new therapist right now, and I'm gonna hopefully see one soon before my birthday coming up. That'd be wonderful. And I've been going on been trying to find, love, and it's been hard. I have a lot of things I'm grateful for. I love my new place. I get to see my family more often. I got the best dog and cats, even if they were crazy at time in the world. And I go to shows. I'm seeing Blink 182 this Saturday. You know, I still will be able to afford to have some fun, go to conventions. I met Arnold Schwarzenegger, which was amazing. He told me thank you, which was awesome. After I said I voted for him, he's my hero, and that meant a lot. So, and Anna Anaconda, that message she sent me really made my day, made my it's like one of the highlights of my year besides meeting Arnold Schwarzenegger. But yeah, I've been talking about this for a while. It's been over an hour, and I can definitely talk about this for hours. And I gotta get to work here pretty soon. But yeah, going in the Joker review. Yeah, Lana Del Rey, she's the best. I love her. She's so beautiful, beautiful in every way, and also her lyrics really deal with very dark stuff too, which really relate to. Dark Paradise is one of my favorite songs by her. Video games, and yeah, what was I gonna say? But yeah, I really love Joker. I really hard what I would give it. I probably would give it a 4.5 out of 5. I really love the movie. I love Joaquin Phoenix. It's and yeah, and all the connection to Batman is awesome too. It's a little slow at times, but it's still very captivating and such a great film. Yeah, it's really hard. Like, it was in between a 5 or 4.5 out of 5. I still love Endgame more, but that's just because I love satisfying endings. And Endgame, it's ironic. Endgame made me cry way more than the Joker, even though the Joker made me kind of tear up, but it made me very think about things. But Endgame made me think about things too, with dealing with grief and loss and redemption and depression and family and love and then of course it was just epic with all the superhero things and made me laugh more. So yeah, Endgame and Joker are like apples and oranges, but they're both amazing. If you like the Joker more than Endgame, or you like Endgame more than Joker, no one's right, no one's wrong. It's all about opinions. They're both very different movies. One's an R-rated movie that's with a comic book character, but it's more of a character study. And one is the finale to like 22 movies. Yeah, so you can't really compare them. So yeah. But yeah, I love Joker. It's very relatable, minus, of course, the killing. No, that's definitely, but all you gotta say is if you guys are feeling suicidal or you're dealing with depression and anxiety, please visit To Ride Love on Her Arms or the Hope Line Network. Link is in the description. They will provide you with the resources to get help, to find counseling or therapy. You can find like group counseling that's like free, or yeah, and then you can find or a therapist for very cheap, or just talk to someone on the Hope Line Network, or yeah, they'll provide a lot of great resources for healthcare and medication and therapy, and or just someone to talk to. And please be good to each other, you guys. If you see a homeless person, or I know we're human and we get frustrated and angry, and there's a lot to be frustrated and angry about in the world, but think about others who are suffering with depression, anxiety, who've had trauma, who've people out there that have been tied to radiators. There's people out there that have been abused from their parents or their boyfriends, girlfriends, and yeah, please be good to each other and think about others, because everyone needs a helping hand, an ear to listen to, and yeah, and just a hug at times. So please be good to each other. Visit those sites I mentioned about if you need any help. Yeah, and Yeah, and definitely the system is broken, Sarah, and that's why please vote in the incoming election. If you're 18 or older, please vote or sign petitions to get better healthcare for people with depression, anxiety, who've been through trauma and abuse. Make it access for them so we can make the system better so people don't end up, suicide or murder or anything like that, Yeah, so please, you guys, and just remember, love yourself, love others, and love life, So thank you guys so much. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. I gotta get going here, man. I've been doing this show for an hour and 15 minutes, but I'll definitely do more videos and shows about this. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And love you guys. Like I said, be good to each other. Lend each other a helping hand, give each other a hug, listen to each other, and love yourself, love others, love life.